So, calling the Board of Assessor meeting to order at 4:05. Roll call. Randy,
Here.
me,
Chuck.
okay. Okay, and review and approve previous meeting minutes.
I motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
I say,
Second.
okay, yeah, it's unanimous.
Favor.
Aye.
Okay. I'm not sure that you could actually propose because you did.
I read them.
I know you.
So that's what it's
How could
asking,
you approve?
review and approve.
Oh.
So I reviewed them. They look good to me. I think that.
I know,
Actually, of anyone, since I wasn't there, I'm the best person to review them to see if they make sense.
okay. Public comment. No discussion or comments will be entertained unless requested by the chair. Speaking time is 3 minutes for each person. Member of the public must state their name and address or precinct.
As it doesn't appear there are any members of the public present, I move that we close public comment.
Well, we didn't open it. And I think you also have to do the chairperson statement.
I did. I just did that.
I move we
Board of
open
Assessors?
public comment.
No discussion or comments will be entertained. That's, I'm sorry.
Right on.
Meetings being recorded by the Board of Assessors. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at the time. Sorry.
I move we open public comment.
Okay,
And,
second, but
okay, yeah, all in
Aye.
favor, aye.
I move we close public comment.
Same.
Public present, I will second.
right.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Public, if they do join, will have the opportunity later
Mhm.
to comment.
Okay. And now we are on to new business. Representative from Greenfield Garden Block.
And I do not see them here.
Is that supposed to be an executive session since it's an abatement?
It would be, yeah, because it would be discussion of the abatement application.
Make sure, yeah, yes, as long as we make sure.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I left that down on my desk too.
All right, let's just move that to executive in case they show up at some point.
Okay. Office update, nothing new.
Office update. So we are continuing on just regarding training. So we have Sherry DePasquale from RRC coming in, like Linda Bevan was doing for Devon, for Karen. So Sherry started last week and then was in this week also.
RRC, not RRG.
I'm sorry, RRG, Regional Resource Group,
Right.
as opposed to Real Estate Research Consultants. So, yeah, and that's gone pretty good. And we're concentrating on the upcoming mailings of stuff that we're gonna need to do, and I'm not sure what else is besides that. I guess chapter land, she was helping me with the chapter land applications and everything, so working out and giving her some of the attention that I don't have the
Mhm.
time to provide.
Yeah.
Um,
What are the mailings?
we're the stuff that we're gonna be getting ready for, so exemptions really is what we're concentrating on. It's our next mailing that will go out for July 1st,
Okay,
but we're trying to just get all of our ducks in a row. There's other things that, we have to print out all the different applications and then figure out exactly how we're gonna populate them, whether we're gonna use a label or do some type of mail merge. And that also goes along with double checking everyone that got it last year to see if they have sold or moved out of town or something like that. So there's, a lot of checks and balances surrounding that we're trying to just make sure that we're on top of. And of course, all the other ongoing issues. We had an abatement, and in the course of processing the abatement, we were looking for the CPA amount, because when there's a discount to what we're paying, the discount there should also apply to the CPA. But discovered that this particular account, for some reason, did not have a charge for CPA. And so I've been over the last couple of days investigating to see exactly what is going on. Why doesn't it have a CPA charge? How many other accounts don't have a CPA charge? And I found a little bit about it. It appears that there's some class codes that were not fully set up in Munis that were being used. I don't think they're intended to be used, but somehow they were. And because of that, it looks like some of these entities, and I found about 28 different bills or accounts that are affected so far. I'm trying to get from Munis support a better, more comprehensive, because these are ones that just manually I was able to see, and then seeing what class code they were, where I looked for that class code to see how many other bills are under that class code. And that's how I found what I found, but I'm concerned that there might be more. Either way, we've got to fix it, and we still have until June 20th to bill these places for their share of the CPA that they've never paid previously.
Wow.
But that's what, so it's going to turn into a project. We'll be sending out a letter and another bill, and they'll have however many days to take care of it, probably like 30 from the day of notification.
And when you say codes, you're talking land use codes?
Yes, and charge codes and class codes.
Got it.
So it's, with the intricacies of how.
And class code is not a land use code, right?
Well, in this case, it sort of is.
It's the munis translation of that?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was
Instead of land
translated.
use code, they're calling it a class code, but it's basically those 3-digit codes.
Okay.
101, for instance, for
Yeah, single family.
a lot of them were mixed use. And like I said, I'm trying to work with Munis support to get a report that shows me the details of every bill so I can see which one had a CPA. I was able to get one report, but it had everything all jumbled into one. And so I thought, oh, I can just do a calculation and figure it out. Well, then it got more complicated because if anything else is in there, it throws it off. So I'm looking for a better report. I've been making a little bit of progress. I just had Jared give me the rights to a report that I didn't have access to, that was supposedly supposed to provide us with the data that we were looking for.
Jared, is it Munis support?
Jared is our IT person.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Kevin from Munis support that I've been working with this particular one. There's also a bridge that needs to be built so that Munis will understand that it's getting the personal property import from RRC as opposed to Patriot camera. And so I've been trying to get that in and have difficulty. It was frustrating yesterday. I finally got someone on the phone. I was like, okay, no more instructions on how to go to this other location and put this in, because he had given to me a couple of times and then they were wrong. And then I had to create new memberships to some other thing. And then I put it in and it's like, I don't even know if I have it in the right place. Can you double check? And he didn't. And I was following up on that. And now it's like crunch time. Okay. It says it's going to take him a month to build. And on June 10th, I want to start doing the billing. And so, okay, it's May 7th. So I was getting a little impatient. It's like, okay, no, I'm not doing that. Don't send me another instructional thing that is not complete and sends me off in the wrong direction. So I need you to hold my hand now, and walk me through this process. Well, he really didn't, but at least this time he gave me a link that was directly to the page. And I just clicked on one thing and then, okay, it's where I submit. It's the form that I need to submit. I've done that now. And he even closed the help thing. Usually you can go back and look at it, and I get to close it at my leisure. But he closed it already, I think, because he was frustrated.
I hate when IT does that.
And I was like, listen, you're involved here, and you're supposed to be helping me, but you're saying, oh, go do this. And okay, well, that doesn't work. And,
It's just a little frustrating that we have our chief assessor, who is the one who knows all this assessing stuff, and you're spending your time like banging out IT issues with Munis.
Yeah.
I mean, is there no one else who could be doing that instead of you?
I don't know if anyone else would have understood it, or to do the investigation to find what I found and identify the 28 accounts that we were able to locate so far. It's about $5,000 worth of CPA.
Yeah, it sounds like something that you should be able to push off on someone else.
Yeah.
Like IT.
Or like IT or Jared or even I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Adam maybe. since he's
Yeah.
not here.
And he,
Hey, let's say, I motion Adams.
yeah.
Second.
Adam, you volunteered.
That's right.
A question, well, first of all, the abatements that we're getting ready to send out are due April of next year, is that correct?
Exemptions.
Exemptions. Oh.
Exemptions.
Yes, that's what I meant,
It's
exemptions.
July 1st, we try and get the applications out to anyone that received it last year.
Right.
Within the first 2 weeks.
Okay, and when an exemption comes through, how is it handled on the tax bill?
It comes out of the third and fourth quarter after it's granted.
Okay,
You'd like to get the information back we're talking with Sherry about the letters that we have. And previously on the letters, it said that the deadline date was December 15th. And I was just kind of trying to mirror what was on the applications themselves. But we've switched it to be November 1st, or I think actually November 31st, because we want to be able to have the information back so that we can put it into the system and then it comes out of the bill.
I think it's actually early. I think we said November.
November 1st it was? Yeah, okay. So we were changing that date to give us more lead
Instead of
time.
December.
Yeah, December 15th it was, right? Yeah, and so we altered that date and then, that's going to be the time when we start making the phone calls. You guys helped us with.
Yeah, I remember that.
Before, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, hey, we haven't got it. Do you need another application? What's going on, that kind of thing, so.
but
Follow up.
I thought the exemptions were due by no later than April 1st.
Right, April 1st of the following year. So
Okay.
July 1st of 2025, we can start receiving them for fiscal 26, and then we can receive them up till April 1st of 2026 for
Okay.
fiscal 26.
Okay, that's great. Okay, thanks. That's the office update.
Yeah, I can't think of, is there anything else that I didn't mention? It's the only thing. Yeah, there's gonna be a shred day. We're gonna do some shredding of old excise and other things. But otherwise, yeah, we're just trying to carry on. Adam, I've had him working the 2 lists. So he's preparing to start going out into the field to do inspections and follow up on permits, building permits. He also started working the price per square foot list and the permit value versus value list. So continuing to go down and look for
New growth.
outliers or potential new growth, yes. And so he's been working on that. And as far as I know, he's accumulating and creating a route to go on.
Okay. Excise weeks.
Excise weeks, yeah, I didn't have the chance. I was so caught up in trying to find all those other things. I didn't do that this morning. I looked and got a couple, but there's not a ton there. So I think that we can just defer till next week
Okay,
or the next meeting.
and the hardship policy. And by the way, I have to admit my ignorance, 41A is also a deferral, but there's no repayment requirement.
that's right.
I thought there was.
A repayment requirement?
I mean, there is a
Only at the
repayment at the end. Yeah.
Right, there's no like 3-year or anything
That's
like that. Yeah, it's a totally different deal.
Yep. Okay,
There's no mention of 18 on here. It's just, this is just about 18A.
yeah, because 18, it's just a single paragraph and it doesn't really say anything.
Oh, the IGR thing, the
Oh.
old one.
Uh,
I'd given you an older IGR. I actually asked Adam also to take a look at those.
yeah, I didn't see 18 on the IGR. I only saw 18.
Yeah, because it was an old one.
Yeah.
Chuck was the one who found the 18A IGR.
Yeah.
And then as I was looking through the folders, I found, hey, look at this. It was an old, like from 1988, an IGR for 18. And I copied it and gave you
I remember that. I remember you giving him a physical copy.
saying that we should incorporate that in with our policy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just,
But I will say that I read this draft ahead of time
yeah,
and it looked good to me. I see you moved it to 15% of income.
Yep.
And I also saw that you were using the Greenfield per capita
Yep.
So that seemed like a really good way of doing it.
Oh, good, thanks.
Um,
Yeah,
and you got the tax forms in here?
yep,
Yeah, I'm good with this.
okay. I'll go back and I'll take a look at, that IGR 18, because we'll need a policy on that if it's gonna be real.
But I move that we accept this draft as final.
Go. Oh, yeah, okay, give me a minute. And so I'm gonna go and grab the other, garden.
You want-
There's-
That's on.
You want to do this vote while we're?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I move that we accept this draft as final.
Well, we're not gonna, it won't be final because you're still gonna look at the 18. Final for 18A?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, final for 18A. I agree.
You
Okay.
second?
I will second, yes.
All
All in
right.
favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay. So,
Adam, we were wondering about exemption 18, not 18A.
Not 18, and that would be the straight hardship, not the deferral. I mix them up. all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, because the A is. the-
And Jim, as we've talked a couple of times, Jim was saying it just has a little paragraph with no information.
The general
And then
laws.
Randy pointed out
The old IGR.
Oh, the 88 one.
GR. And where are you
I
on
had
that
given
one?
Yeah, I had shown that to you at one point. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
hanging on
were
my desk
making
somewhere.
Progress.
No.
But yeah, okay.
No what?
No, I haven't even taken a look at it.
We haven't had a chance. So, and I also said while you were out that you were working on the price per square foot list as well as permits and the permit value to value.
Yep,
list.
there's 3 lists I'm working off of.
Yeah, creating our,
Permit value, audit over the last 5, and then also the cost per square foot. I just took a look at everything that was like the bottom 500 accounts that have really low prices per square foot. Some of them are good. Other ones probably need a second look. So it's just part of the Recollect project.
Yeah, so are you doing your own analyses now, or are you still using those spreadsheets that I created last year?
So the permitting list we got all right. So the permits that were pulled in 24, I'm using that one that I generated. The other 2, I apologize, not the other 2, the other one, which is your one you compiled over the last 5 years.
Where I connected the permits to the assessed values?
Yes, sir. That one I'm working off of yours for that.
Okay, well, it's a little old.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of overlap too, sometimes with like
Yeah.
low. So I'm still trying to figure out a way to. Cause I haven't like consolidated anything yet. And like what I'll do next is once I got all my stuff, I got to figure out the best way to route it. So I just got to figure out what's overlap with the 3.
Well, if in your copious spare time, if you'd ever like to, I'd be happy to show you how to combine those 2 databases.
Yeah. Any Excel knowledge is more than welcome in my book.
What were the 2 databases again?
Basically the big database of just every parcel's assessed value that,
But the counter report.
well, you got to take the counter report and do a bunch of stuff to it, but yes. Right, basically that, and then the other one is just all the permits.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
right, if you remember, the hard part is there can be multiple permits per
Mhm.
property.
Mhm.
So you have to use, this is inside baseball, but you have to use index match to find,
Yep.
to connect the 2.
Yep.
And then once you do that, you do an enormous pivot table to
Yep.
summarize all of when there's multiple permits per property to sum them. And then you can operate on those numbers to create the ratio of the permit to total
Got it.
permits to assessed value.
Yeah. Whenever you got some time and wouldn't mind showing me.
And it's like, yeah, that triviality.
No, that's to me, that's an invaluable knowledge for me.
I guess.
It's wonderful. I'm over the moon that you know how to do it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
I'm looking on the website at what appears under each of the clauses. And there are 4 bullet points. I'm looking at all the veteran stuff. And are those a substitute for what the policy is? The reason I'm asking is we don't have something that's equivalent to the veterans exemptions under hardship. So should we?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's right. It needs to be updated, right? That's your point.
Well, the hardship exemption, yes, but what should it be? Okay, there's the proof of eligibility. I'm just trying to think of
For the hardship.
how this hardship policy should appear on the website.
The site out.
Yeah, I mean, well, we just need to update this text to be what's in this document.
Yeah, so the property, the property tax bill.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Okay.
is that, Adam, is that something we can do, or should we ask Matt to do it?
I'll get with Matt on it, just because I want to make sure that it'll be the first time I've actually edited the text file. So I just want to make sure that I'm not going to screw up something that he's got. I'm
Opportunity.
not going
Yeah.
to ruin all his embedded links or something.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I saw Matt and he said that our stuff was all set.
I mean, this website's looking pretty good. But Jim's right. We need to update, since we just approved a new 18A, we need to update this to match it.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I'll let you guys do that based on this text. Okay. All right, good. I was wondering if there was a document very similar to what we had in the 101 or 201 course, whichever one it was, that summarized all the different exemptions so that somebody can just take a look, and it may be 2 pages and it's a summary of.
We have one of those that I was handing out with the apps when I was doing the senior center.
Okay, well, I haven't.
It's a printout that you've got in the office. It's like a 1-page summary of exemptions. It might be a little out of date. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bring it in and then it must be a file somewhere that
Yeah.
hopefully we can locate once we know what it looks like.
It's right there in your cubbies.
Really?
You know what I
I
mean?
know what you're talking about.
It's right there.
Well,
It's just
I'd love to see it because.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and that's a little bit different than what I think we might have in the cubby.
it's a summary of
Take a look at
exemptions.
it.
Yeah, it's summary of all the different ones and what we
Yeah.
do and the
Yeah, but
requirements for them.
this webpage is awesome sauce, though.
Yeah, but I think that might be useful to put up, summary of the available
But
exemptions.
it's good to give out when you're in those sessions.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, actually, yeah, just to have it available for anywhere
And I
that
had
we're doing.
a little pile of them over at the senior center.
Okay. Because I didn't see, did you leave the pile over there?
No, it was empty. I had a pile.
Oh, you had it.
But I got the pile from the office.
Okay, all right.
In the
Well,
cubbies, they have right next to the exemption applications, there's a little.
when we're done, I'll go down and pick up a copy. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I worked on something. But anyway, okay. So excise weeks, we're.
Yeah, we don't have any, Randy's gonna give us more next
We're all
time.
set. Chapterland apps.
Chapterland apps we have, and so last time we were organizing them and we wanted to verify that they were accurately filled out, and we have done that now.
Yeah, they all seem, yeah.
And so now we have them and they are ready for our approval and signatures.
Yeah.
And so they're really, Karen has done all the work to make sure that they're accurate.
You already helped me
And,
go through them, so, but they might be a little marked up, but they're there.
And so here are all the applications that have yet to receive a signature. And
So it's just a signature fest.
So it's basically, yes.
Okay.
A signature fest.
Do it.
All right. Start. We got
And signatures go on the back,
Oh, it's another one on the back.
I think
It's on the back of page one.
They're all
Yeah,
on the back.
that's it.
right there, page one.
Yeah,
But the other things are like the rights acknowledgements I can see is there. That's so she has other required paperwork.
Yeah.
And qualifying paperwork, like the 61A, there should be receipts. That's a forest cutting plan.
okay.
And so that's what she basically did. for us.
Okay. So,
Verify that we're all set to just go and put an autograph on.
okay. Right. You. And granted, it's, all of these are granted,
Yes,
all part deemed, okay, all granted,
yes.
the top up. Today is the,
7.
thanks. Leave it to you to fill in the
Sign it?
date voted and sent.
Leave it. It's gonna. All right. There it is.
You put on the agenda for next time, update on WebPro
Oh, yeah,
and, building.
yeah.
Ooh.
So you're not waiting for me while you just log in and we can just swap them around.
It's better for us to go in order.
Otherwise,
We just get all.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
This many, just go ahead and do it.
Assembly line,
Assembly line.
production line.
There might have been a rumor we were gonna get stamps, but by the time we get them, we're gonna need different names on them. Jim, I don't know if you're aware, but they're already accepting applications for candidates. Yes,
Would you like to sign his nomination papers while you have the opportunity? As a registered voter.
I would be happy to provide a signature
Oh, be the first signature, yeah.
as a person, not as a board member.
I got
It's
it.
got to be a registered voter, though.
I am a registered voter. In Greenfield. Have been for a number of years, but
In my town, they had someone who ended up not being disqualified from being on the ballot. Of the qualifying signatures that they had, some of them were not registered voters, and then he didn't have the required amount, of signatures.
sounds like a person who doesn't have the required characteristics to be on the Board of Assessors, and be detail oriented.
That was actually from the select board.
Oh, select board. Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm glad the process worked.
And I didn't know it, but at least in this town, you can't have more than 25.
Yeah. Do that.
I was just sharing that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. In case you're,
Anyway, I think I might have mentioned that it's now open. You can turn in your materials. If one wanted to run. Opportunity is here.
I think I'll do what I did last year, and that is go to the farmer's market and accost people there.
I bet my daughter's partner Sid would give you some free eggs or flowers
Oh, that'd be nice.
on the Nettle Point Farm.
I'll look.
Nettle Point Farm,
It's a good name.
I like that.
good name.
That's a metal point. I was like,
That's
that's an even better name.
No.
Metal point's still pretty cool.
I just mentioned that because in the event, is there two of them here? Feels like there's.
Yep.
Sign that one. But this one, Jim has not signed. Yeah, because Jim, if you don't,
Yeah.
I mean, they would have to deal with me being chairman. But I don't think any of us wants. In fact, I can see Adam and Randy like just buying you dinner just to get some signatures, bringing people over. Here, Jim, this person will sign the form.
Have you ever seen a public hallucination? Buying me dinner, come on.
Here's only their signature. Yeah, it's back the form. We don't need it for now, but,
Oh,
you know, we can contact them and just say, hey, by the way.
Just like
As a curiosity, are the majority of them farm or,
farm,
and then some open space?
couple, they're not a lot that are.
Like zero recreational or whatever?
There's a couple of recreational.
There are, okay.
Yeah.
About 60 of these things in chapter, right? Overall.
60 chapter properties.
Friends.
Separate tabs and spreadsheets.
There's
Another one, yeah.
Broker,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, your hip, yeah, and your husband.
Thanks for catching the
You
chair.
know, that is.
Oh,
Just the other day, he did the same thing. Mentions in the name, oh, yeah.
I mean, it's neat that we have all these farms in Greenfield.
So far.
And for chapter, they have to be 5 acres, right?
Yes,
So we got all these 5-acre farms in Greenfield.
both 5 acres or more.
Okay, oh, yeah, they can be
Minimum
more.
of 5 acres. Yes.
Yeah. Really a farming town. Did you have even this many in the entire like city of Boston?
we had one chapter 22B, or it's died for one chapter, whatever,
60B.
60B, yeah. Farm in West Rock, right?
Yeah, that's right by the hospital.
Right. Surrounded by skyscrapers.
Not exactly.
My former director wrote the current policy for chapter land, ironically enough, though. Ray Boley. So he was like insanely knowledgeable about chapter land and didn't do it. Not
That's-
Was that Allendale Farm?
Allendale, it might be, I don't know the name, I just know it's in West Roxbury,
That's,
right by the hospital.
yep.
We're driving by it.
How many acres?
5.001.
Drove by it and I was like, I have to worry about chapter land.
And they
Think
also,
about that,
they threw off
idiot.
a chunk of that, the condos.
Oh, yeah.
You put like a bunch of wild. Plant.
Keep it open, so I don't develop it. Right, 60 days.
Do we have an ADU evaluation policy yet?
ADU.
ADU.
Yeah, we're waiting for it from MAAO, right?
We're waiting for additional information, but
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely better do that same as everybody else.
Let's get heated up. See how
Tell me this is the majority of chapter applications this year.
The majority,
it is.
there was only like 4 of them that didn't have everything.
Okay. We get a lot of exemption applications, but they're usually 5 or 10 at a time, not 9,000 at a time. These are down pat.
how's the job going, Chuck?
Really good. Yeah. I'm
The
full
king,
time.
are you
Yeah.
king of transportation yet?
Well, I'm lead of the 3 of us.
Where are you at?
At the hospital, I push Stryker.
Oh, you pushed,
with people in them generally.
I hope so.
Sometimes not.
Wheelies and stuff?
What's that?
Do you do wheelies and stuff like that?
In a stretcher? No, they're like hundreds of pounds. They're
Oh.
really very heavy.
Yes.
Actually, it's the fun part is they have inertia. So that's what's entertaining.
So it's getting them to stop is the problem.
The problem, it's just, takes a few times.
There's a question mark here. Does that mean anything?
No, you could probably, I probably have already answered it, so.
But I'll say this, I say all the time, I do not want to see any of you in my workplace.
Right.
Do not want to see it.
This was signed back in November.
Oh, okay, that's what we're probably just double checking.
There was a couple, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just got,
No, that's okay.
All right, all mixed in.
there was a pile of some that were
But still, we
done.
weren't sure that it had been verified. So we're.
I do hear from many of my patients that we are the best hospital around.
Oh, really?
I mean, in terms of quality, in terms of the patient experience. So next time you bang your head, go to Franklin.
My mom was there a couple weeks ago, went to the ER, but she was out in an hour.
Really?
Can you imagine?
Hey, that's
Good for her, I
wonderful.
know.
Glad to hear
When she
that.
left though, it was pretty crowded, so she just got there.
Right time, yeah, because sometimes you can end up there overnight.
Uh,
Actually, it's like 6 hours.
usually about 6 hours.
Yeah, it takes a while. But a lot of it's because of prioritization,
I was just gonna talk.
Yeah.
right? You come in there and, you know,
You know, it's not first come, first serve.
it's not first come, first serve.
No.
If you come in there at the same time, right, as someone
Yeah.
who had a car accident or something,
I
they're,
gotta,
they're going first.
But the kid that came in with a broken arm is gonna go going before me.
Yeah, there's a lot worse than that. They said, Cooley is having a renovation on their ER right now. So they don't have like any rooms. They're all under construction. So one of my patients said that was not a good experience. Frankly,
This,
I don't know why I'm talking it up. It's not like we want more, but
Thanks.
Pull over your numbers, get all the numbers up.
I don't think we want the numbers. It's good when they're down. But yeah, that's where I saw your dad.
Oh, yeah, what's he doing there?
I don't know. I think it was some function. He was not a patient.
Okay.
Right, he was not a patient.
Sarah this week. Councilman. Councilman.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He's very nice.
Sarah Brown?
I can't think of many of the counselors who aren't very nice.
How long has Sarah been on the council?
He was a fill-in. An appointee. So she's running this time for, you know, to stay up.
If it has. That might be one that needed him to look at. Is that the Sherburne? I think that goes with,
Shelburne,
I think that goes with this.
the one that I shot.
No, I think it goes with, let me see that.
Colleen Road.
Oh. Okay, this is one I had.
Okay, you can paper with it.
That's it.
We just need Randy's signature.
I think this was one that was just sent. This, remember,
This one I think we were talking about.
where is the, is that,
Did we work through the file? Awesome.
was it this property?
Efficiency.
Isn't that the one that needed to be notarized?
Yeah, I
You
think,
needed, you need to have someone
yeah, there's
notarize
an
that.
amendment in this other place. Actually, I think it's just the chairman that signs on this particular one. Well, we'll bring this one back. for
That's
next
like,
week.
that was in that file that was
Yeah, we'll,
old.
we'll put this one aside and revisit it next week and make sure that we've got everything that we need. I did sign.
And this was one I think I had a question, but you never picked it up.
Yeah, so this will also have to just bump to the next meeting and then.
Okay, we'll pull that for the next week.
Be prepared.
Okay.
Do we have any update on the Ways and Means exemption proposal, which is just waiting on wording and the mayor to recommend it to?
Yeah, it's kind of in the mayor's hands, I think.
Gotta be, I guess.
Okay,
And last time I read in the minutes that you guys discussed that a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. Mainly came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, that we had talked to her, given her the information. I think, well, didn't you write up the different things in the language for her? So yeah, she's got everything she needs. We've done what we can to
She does.
expedite the process for her.
Do you know, who in administration is working that for us? Is it Aaron or?
Don't know, but we can try pinging the mayor in an email and include Aaron and Patty and
Yes.
see what we get back the rest.
Because when do we need that to get through council? So that we can apply it to the year?
You know, this month really.
Yeah.
You know, we want it approved in fiscal 25, so it's prior to fiscal 26. We have time to put everything properly in place.
Yeah, well. Becoming pretty urgent.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, we had time, but we're running out of it.
Okay, do we have anything for executive session?
Yes.
Oh. Okay,
So there's no meeting or no members of the public, so let's forego opening
yeah,
public comment again.
and closing it. Yep, let's go into executive session.
And so then we're gonna close the meeting, or we're gonna go into executive session and then we'll not come back into session.
I move we go into executive session.
Yeah,
I will second.
I think for the record, that's right. We'll go into executive session and adjourn from there.
Yeah, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so let's turn off